Hello everyone, today we say about dull, let's to listen together. While preparing to wash up a small number of items, including specifically my shockingly pink coffee flask, I had a dull surprise at the kitchen sink. I noticed something quietly remarkable. The bubbles in the sink had arranged themselves with a surprising degree of uniformity, almost as if they had been arranged with a ruler. Quite a treat for the observant eye. I found this satisfying and puzzling at the same time. Worth noting, although my kitchen is equipped with an integrated dishwasher, I consider myself far too dull to risk placing such an item in there. Hand washing remains the safer, and therefore duller option. Another small but steady ritual in the life of a dull person. A banana is provided for scale. It was, however, positioned at a prudent distance from the bubbles. After all, the true longevity of a banana's waterproofness is not a matter one should take risks with. F41. Shoe size. 5. Prefers tea to coffee. For the last 15 years, I have enjoyed the hobby of collecting coins and relics with my metal detector. This last week, I beat my record for the rarest coin I ever found. It is called a 1797 Liberty Cap half-cent, and only 127,000 were made back in the 1700s, making it a very rare find. All the items here were found by my friend Frank and I last weekend on a colonial farm and a small wooded area nearby. I record everything for my channel and only search with permission. Most of the finds you see here are after I cleaned everything up. Thanks for checking it out. Joe from New Jersey. Someone? I thought in this group, but I searched and couldn't find the op. Posted about always biting pretzels into letters before fully eating them. Well, being unemployed as I am, I have the time to meet this unspoken challenge. OP on the left. My contribution on the right. 44 NB, New Jersey, size 7.5 or 8. Depending on the shoe, pretzel letters for scale. Am hoping the power of social media, and especially this group, might help reunite the family of this gentleman with a pocket watch that was presented to him in 1929. Male 65. Got this from my dad. No idea where he got it. Shoe size UK 11, no banana, as they were all lost in a ship collision in 1929. Added some more photos of the rear and face. The EWC Co. I think refers to the English watch case company. The hallmark suggests made in the UK in Birmingham around 1927. The serial number appears to be 545290, but the 0 is very weak. Further update. ChatGPT confirms Birmingham around 1927 to 28, so perfect timing, and made by English watch case company. Further update. Record Watch Company was a Swiss maker of uncased movements and were exporting to Britain very heavily in the 1920s. Nothing in the archives for the Sidmouth Times or Herald around that time. I don't know about you, but I do not like using the soap when it becomes a sliver. But alas, in these hard times, it's waste not, want not, and I still would like to clean up periodically. So little sliver got used, but of course, as little soapy slivers are wont to do, the little sliver slipped through my fat fingers and fell to the shower floor. So since your life, like mine, is so dull, enjoy searching among the stones for a sliver of soap. Hint: it was not a bar of ivory. Male 59, from the Garden State, USA. No bananas allowed in the shower for safety reasons. No such restriction on hand tools. I've got the urge to brag about my wife a little, so if that's not your jam or the complexities of sliced bread aren't dull enough for you, please kindly scroll on. One of the local grocery stores here in St. Louis, Schnucks, used to carry a sandwich loaf wheat bread that was their brand labeled Special Recipe by Louis Bakery. The loaf was slightly longer than the others. It had a special sandwich bread slice that was slightly thinner than the typical bunny or Wonder Bread, allowing it to fit 2 sandwiches in one Ziploc, but still holding together in one hand. It was a fine flour grind that didn't have surprise bits in the middle or on the crust. to get stuck in my teeth. And most desirable, it had a very consistent squared shape that was the perfect size to accept a slice of American cheese on top of deli sandwiches or in a grilled cheese where it melts out to all four sides. Sadly, Schnucks carried both their specialty loaf and bunny bread brand sandwich, wheat bread, which is a very soft, easily smashable loaf in my lunch bag that always seems to have an awkward split and mushroomed edge, that while producing the photogenic slice of buttered toast, would allow for bites of empty bread or sliced ham suspended like a hammock across the split. But a year and a half ago, Lewis Bakery was contracted by Bunny Bread to bake for this region. As a result, they were no longer able to continue baking the competitor loaf, and thus the Schnucks specialty wheat sandwich bread ceased to exist. After much searching and trying of different breads, my wife and I tracked down the recipe. She was already experimenting with sourdough. Several mixes for dough were tried to find the flavor, then proofing and bake times adjusted to lighten the delicious dense dessert loaf that resulted, which has been by far the most delicious buttered bread I've ever tasted, and produce a light brown crust. We found a set of bread molds to produce the consistent sandwich bread shape, and after final adjustments to quantity and rising time to fill the molds. When fully baked without having crazy bread growth squeezed out of the seams, we have two of the most delicious wheat bread loaves per batch. My wife is an absolutely amazing cook and baker, and I love everything she makes when she's trying things out that she's really excited about trying. I feel so lucky that I get to taste the love she puts into these loaves every day while I'm at work, and the whole house is filled with the smell of that love every weekend. I hope someday in the future it is one of those happy memories for our kids that is triggered by a whiff of something in the air, or bite of food out with friends, long after we're both gone. On a side note, I hope that the Bunny contract works out for Lewis in the long run now that they had to end direct sales to their previous clients. Pictured are the most recent loaves in the process of slicing with my variable thickness, bread slicing jig, load pans with lids, jinky eyeglasses, cloth for scale, and clump of perfectly ripe yellowish things I didn't realize were back there until starting to take the second picture with the sliced bread box and loaf bags. We got to store them in the freezer after slicing. 40M, STL Missouri, USA, size 11 or 10.5 wide. Wife 38 size 7 women's shoe.